Have you ever wondered why children inherit their parents' eye color, but maybe not their height? How does that biological information travel across generations? In 1866, an Austrian monk named Gregor Mendel began applying mathematical analysis to the inheritance patterns of the natural world. He bypassed human subjects entirely, focusing his research on the controlled cultivation of garden peas. Mendel discovered that traits are dictated by individual, particulate factors that remain distinct as they pass from parent to offspring. We now recognize these discrete units of information as genes. He noticed that certain traits always overpowered others. If a plant inherited a dominant tall gene and a recessive short gene, the plant grew tall. The dominant instruction completely masked the recessive one. For the first time, the apparent chaos of reproduction had a mathematical framework. Biology behaved according to predictable rules. This Punnett square maps out those rules. Plotting the parents' dominant and recessive genes calculates the exact statistical odds of their offspring. Crossing two heterozygous plants yields a predictable 9:3 to 3:1 ratio of physical traits in the next generation. The math is elegant and precise. But if the rules of inheritance are a simple binary choice, why is human diversity so incredibly complex? As later scientists tried to apply Mendel's math to other species, the numbers stopped adding up. Nature, it turns out, routinely breaks these early rules. Many genes refuse to be strictly dominant or recessive. In some flowers, crossing a red parent with a white parent results in pink offspring. The two traits blend together, a process known as incomplete dominance. This genetic diagram illustrates another exception, codominance. When a red cow and a white cow reproduce, neither color wins. Instead, the offspring develops a roan coat, expressing both red and white patches simultaneously. A single gene does not always dictate a single outcome. Mendel's laws described the most observable layer of heredity, but beneath that mathematical surface lay a much more intricate physical system. To find out why the math was failing, researchers had to look past the plant's leaves and peer inside the microscopic nucleus of the cell itself. There, they found the physical structures carrying the biological code, chromosomes. The chromosomal theory proved Mendel's abstract factors were physical segments of DNA locked into specific locations along these dense structures. Thousands of tethered genes get inherited as a package deal, bypassing independent sorting. Furthermore, paired chromosomes can physically swap code segments before passing them on. This process of breaking, swapping, and reassembling physical hardware is the true mechanical engine of heredity. It generates a nearly infinite variety of genetic combinations, driving the diversity of life on Earth. This text outlines the 23rd pair of human chromosomes, the allosomes, which determine biological sex. Humans inherit either two X chromosomes or an X and a Y. The X chromosome is significantly larger, containing unique genes that do not exist on the smaller Y chromosome. This physical mismatch creates a stark vulnerability. If a female inherits a defective gene on one X chromosome, her second X chromosome usually provides a healthy backup to mask the error. Males, however, only have one X chromosome. They have no backup. This diagram illustrates the result. If a mother carries the recessive gene for hemophilia, a blood clotting disorder, she can pass it to her son. Because the son's Y chromosome lacks the corresponding healthy gene, the disorder is fully expressed. The physical asymmetry of our chromosomes ensures certain genetic vulnerabilities are unevenly distributed across the population. Beyond tiny gene mutations, the entire chromosomal sorting process can sometimes fail, distributing the wrong number of physical structures into a newly formed cell. This flowchart maps the biological consequence of those sorting errors, known as aneuploidy. Adding or subtracting even a single whole chromosome alters the body's entire developmental blueprint. This karyotype, a visual layout of human chromosomes, highlights a specific example. An individual with Down syndrome has inherited 3 copies of chromosome 21 instead of the standard 2, leading to cascading changes in physical and cognitive development. Similar macroscopic sorting errors can occur in the sex chromosomes, resulting in systemic conditions like Turner syndrome, where a female inherits only a single X chromosome, or Klinefelter syndrome, where a male inherits an extra X. While Mendel identified the mathematical logic of genetics, it's the chromosome's physical behavior, the shuffling, the pairing, and occasional sorting errors that determines the actual variety found in human populations.